Hey everyone, and welcome back to another financial check-in video. I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday if you celebrate. Today is the last day of November, so it's time to take a look at our finances. So we'll take a look at how much we made this month, how much we spent, how much we invested or contributed, and then also update our net worth tracker. If you're new here, my name is Amanda, and I'm documenting my journey to reach financial independence with my husband. For some context, I am 29 years old, my husband's 34, we both work in tech, and we currently don't have any kids yet, but we do have 2 dogs. Let's head on over to Monarch, which is our budgeting app, to take a look at our expenses for the month of November. Okay, so this is Monarch. This is where we track our income that hits our bank account, so after-tax income, and then also all the expenses that we had during the month. So for November, we made a total of $14,301 in salary income. 65% of our income is coming from my husband's paycheck, and then 32% is coming from my paycheck. And then we had some non-salary income this month, $197 from interest, and then 83 cents from, I think this was an auto redemption from our credit card, so it just automatically redeemed 83 cents to our account. So there's that. And then, yeah, that's pretty much it for our income. We just have our W-2 salaries and just some interest coming in from our high yield savings account and the occasional cashback redemption. And then moving on to our expenses, this month we spent quite a bit on food. So we spent $1,435 on restaurants and dining out, and that's mainly because we went to a lot of restaurants this past month. We spent quite a bit there, and then we spent $384 on groceries. So that brings our total food category to $1,819 for the month. And then our next category here is monthly bills. So we spent $803 on our dogs, and this includes their insurance, their wellness program, their medication, and their food. So yes, this seems like a lot, but we do spoil them. We spend more on them than our monthly groceries for the most part. Our next category here is our HOA fee, so $397 there. Our home is currently paid off, so we don't have any other housing expenses other than our HOA fee and electricity. $148 for our phone bill, $105 for electricity, $86 for subscriptions, and $71 for internet. So our monthly bills total to $1,612. And then our next category here is guilt-free spending. So we did a little bit of shopping, so $534 there, $338 for personal care, $338 for entertainment and games, $219 for gifts. So that brings our total guilt-free spending for the month to $1,430. Moving on to the next section here for our car and home, we paid $132 for gas and transportation, $45 for insurance, and then $23 for household essentials. And next month, our property tax bill is due. So our property tax comes in twice a year. I think about $2,500 will go there next month. So for the month of November, we made a total of $14,499. We spent about $5,063, and that brings our total net income to $9,435. So our savings rate for the month of November is 65.1%. I would say we did pretty well this month. We spent in the range of $4,000 to $6,000, which is to be expected. We actually brought in more income this month compared to last month, $13.2K, and this month we brought in about $14.5K. So we made a little bit more this month. My husband maxed out his Social Security payments, so he's getting a little bit extra for the next couple paychecks. And then my paycheck, I got like a $300 end of quarter bonus. And I do get paid hourly, so some months I get paid more compared to others, depending on when the payroll hits, depending on the days. So yeah, we both made a little bit more than normal this month than last month. All right, so that's our cash flow for the month of November. Let's head on over to the accounts tab here to see our net worth. So according to Monarch, our current net worth is $824,354, which is a 12.4K increase from last month, so about 1.5% increase. And yeah, if you just look at the graph here, it moved sideways for most of the month, and then it dipped on November 21st, and then it's slowly recovering back up towards the end of the month. I think this main drop was due to the crypto and the stock market going down, and I think crypto is still down currently, so we'll go over that in a little bit. Our credit card bills staying relatively the same, around $4,000 to $5,000, and these credit card bills are paid in full every month. Because we spend on our credit cards, we'll always have a balance here. Our investments went down about 1.7K, so we're at around 673K in investments. The only thing that went up this month was our cash because of our paychecks. We went up around 13.8K in cash, so we're sitting around 94.4K in cash. And I think I said last month that our third earnest payment for our land was due this month, but they actually postponed it to next month. So yeah, our cash will go down probably next month unless they postpone it again. We're sitting at 61K on our land. Our current home has gone up. This is just based on Zillow, so I don't really trust it. But yeah, I currently have it hidden from our net worth calculations because I'm currently tracking our liquid/retirement net worth rather than our total net worth. So that is why it's currently excluded from our total net worth. Since Moniker doesn't always update our account balances by the end of the last day of the month, we also track our net worth on a Google Sheet. So let's head on over to that Google Sheet in a second. Just be warned about the flash that's about to come. So this is our net worth Google Sheet, and for the month of November we ended with $94,162 in cash. So that's up because we haven't really been spending money other than paying off our credit cards, and we stopped our taxable contributions for the most part, except for my $500 a month contribution. This should go down next month because we're probably going to move it into our real estate column here when we make the third earnest payment for our land. For our retirement funds, we ended with $514,818. So that just went up from our 401k contributions, our HSA contributions, and market gains. And then for our taxable accounts, we ended with $117,367. So yeah, this barely went up. The markets pretty much stayed still this month. And then for crypto, it went down. So it's at $42,933. We're just holding, buying and holding for now. It's just our speculative investment that we're trying to hedge for inflation with. Our last category, our newest category here, real estate. So this is just our land, and this is still sitting at $61,000. In total, we ended the month of November with $830,281. That's a 1.1% increase, which is about $9,057 from the previous month. So yeah, the market didn't really do anything this month. If anything, crypto went down, so we lost money, but because we put money in, we're sort of just like netting even. If the market continues to do poorly, it's actually good timing because we'll be able to make our Roth IRA contribution in January. So if the markets are down, we'll be buying at a lower point, which I'm not complaining about. But yeah, hopefully we don't enter like a full-blown recession in terms of the stock market. But as long as we keep our jobs and we're still contributing, I think we're fine in that sense. But yeah, it's always scary to think about your job security and not being able to invest during those times, which are usually the best times to invest. We're definitely grateful for what we have currently, that we still have our jobs and that we're able to invest, and we're trying to make the best of our current situation and invest as much money as possible, but also still living our life without feeling like we have to invest everything. And also currently we're trying not to invest too much into our taxable accounts because we are buying land. So we'll need to have enough cash to close on our land next year. we're trying to reduce our loan payment as much as possible before that happens. So there's that. And in terms of asset allocation here, we are currently sitting at 11.3% in cash, 62% in retirement funds, 14.1% in taxable, 5.2% in crypto, and now 7.3% in real estate. I am pretty happy with our current asset allocation right now. I do like that our real estate is increasing, but I wouldn't want it to be majority of our portfolio. I think having stocks and equities as majority of our portfolio to be the best, since it's like the most liquid. I'm happy with crypto being only 5% of our portfolio, since that's our speculative investment. And yeah, 11% in cash. I think moving forward, we'll also want to keep around 10% in cash. This is definitely going to go down in the next couple of months because we're going to be using our cash, but after we use it, we do want to replenish it back to around 10%. So that's our asset allocation. I also did make some adjustments to the spreadsheet here. As you know, I prefer tracking our liquid net worth, but due to the introduction of our land, our real estate column here, I also wanted to track our illiquid net worth or total net worth, just like the different types of net worth in general. So in terms of liquid net worth, we're sitting at 769,000. So that's just these 4 columns added together. And because land is technically no longer liquid, because it takes time to sell, and we technically still haven't purchased it yet because it's going to take like another 6 months to close on it. It's not the most accessible thing to get our money back currently. So I've added land here, and then also our current home, because it's paid off. We want to track that as well, even though we don't want to include it as part of our retirement net worth tracker. So I'm just keeping it here. I'm not keeping like a historical log, but just to get a reference of what we currently have. In terms of our total net worth, including our home and our land, it's currently at 1.2 million. For now, I'm just currently tracking our liquid and our land net worth. And the reason why the land is on our spreadsheet and not our home is because if anything were to happen and we needed to retire, we could technically still live in our current home, not sell that current home, and just sell our land if we needed the 61K or whatever the amount that the land sells for. I'm keeping it for now, but the moment we start building our new home and then we plan on selling our current home, we're going to take off real estate, since we may or may not sell our home to retire at that point. We may sell it to downsize in the future once our kids go to college, but that's way into the future. Our net worth on this tracker will take a dip when that happens, but that's a problem for another day. But yeah, that's how we're tracking our net worth currently. I do have like this little chart here to track our total, and then this is just our retirement net worth. And then our last thing that I want to go over here is our contributions for the month of November. So I contributed $21.86 to my 401k, $500 to our taxable account, $800 to crypto. So I contributed $34.86 for the month of November. My husband contributed to his 401k and HSA, which totaled to $26.63. So in total, we contributed around $6,150 for the month of November, which brings our combined total to $118K invested for the year of 2025 so far. And in total, we've contributed around $401K. That's crazy to think because our liquid net worth has grown almost double to this now. I think it was, how much liquid we have? Yeah, around 769K liquid. So it's almost doubled from our contribution. We are definitely on track to end the year maybe with 840K, hopefully, as long as the market doesn't crash in the next month. But yeah, we've exceeded our projection for the year of 2025, which was supposed to be 753K. And these numbers are just pulled from our projection lab numbers, which is another software that we use to plan for the future. Our goal is to reach around like 3 million, and then that way, based on the 4% rule, we can withdraw around like 120K a year. But we're definitely flexible in our withdrawal rate. Like we don't have to take out 4%. We can probably take out like 3 to 0.5% if we need to. Yeah, we can definitely reduce our spending if needed, depending on how the market's doing during that year. It's definitely weird to talk about retirement, even though we're still quite a bit of ways there, but it's nice to plan for the future and hopefully reach our goal eventually. Obviously, life isn't also just about numbers on a spreadsheet. It's also important to live your life and then work towards a goal in retirement as well, not just reach retirement. So that's something we're still working on. We're still deciding on what we want to do in retirement, and we're talking about building a family and things like that. So definitely lots to come in the next upcoming years. Things will probably change a lot, especially if you do have children. So hit the subscribe button if you want to follow along to see how that affects our financial journey in the future. Yeah, that's basically it for this video. I did say in my last video that I'm doing a Q&A with my husband, so if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I did get some questions in my last video, so we're gonna make the video in December. With the next month being December, I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. I'll hopefully have a few more videos up next month. I'm planning to do a 2026 financial goals video, an end of year video, which will just be this video, but for the entire year, and hopefully some more exciting things coming up. So make sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to follow along. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, and I will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.